Hi everyone. Today's video is a continuation in our series of videos on understanding and managing health anxiety. This video is particularly important because it brings together a lot of the information that I've previously talked about in other videos and integrates it into a cohesive model to help you understand why health anxiety happens and what's going on when you experience high levels of anxiety about your health. Before I get into that, just a couple of disclaimers to go over. I'm a registered psychologist in the province of British Columbia, Canada, and this video is for informational purposes only. It is not intended as a substitute or replacement for advice from your doctor or mental health professional. Understanding the model of health anxiety. So, with those things out of the way, let's start talking about a model of health anxiety. As I mentioned earlier, this is a continuation in our series of videos about understanding and managing health anxiety. This particular video builds a model that's based on information I've discussed in several previous videos. I'll link to those so you can watch them if you're interested in learning more. Now, let's get into the model for understanding what happens during health anxiety and how it is maintained. It all starts with a trigger. What is a health trigger? We all experience internal or external health triggers from time to time. This could be something like unusual sensations in the throat, noticing a new mole, reading a magazine article about someone with throat cancer, or hearing that a friend was diagnosed with a serious illness. These types of triggers are common. However, not everyone who encounters these triggers develops high levels of anxiety. In individuals with health anxiety, these triggers activate unhelpful rules or assumptions about health, what it means to be healthy or sick, the role of underlying beliefs and assumptions. These underlying beliefs can come from various negative past experiences, such as having experienced a medical issue yourself, seeing a loved one struggle or pass away from a health condition, having family members who suffer from health anxiety, exposure to alarming information about disease from the internet or other sources. These beliefs often lie dormant until a trigger activates them. It's like a light switch is flipped, and suddenly these assumptions affect how you think, feel, and respond to the trigger. For example, if I believe that I must be completely symptom-free to be healthy, or that missing a symptom could be fatal, then noticing soreness in my throat might activate intense fear. I might immediately assume it's something serious, like throat cancer. The cycle of misinterpretation and anxiety. When these beliefs are triggered, a person becomes more likely to misinterpret bodily sensations or health information as signs of serious illness. This interpretation generates more anxiety, which in turn may cause additional physical symptoms, like muscle tension, rapid heartbeat, shortness of breath, or dry mouth. Unfortunately, these normal physical responses to anxiety become additional triggers, reinforcing the belief that something is wrong and fueling more anxiety. Common anxiety responses. As anxiety builds, people naturally try to reduce it. There are 3 common strategies. Hyperfocusing on symptoms. You might become overly attentive to every change, analyzing whether the sensation is spreading or worsening. Ironically, paying close attention to physical sensations can actually intensify them. The more you focus on a feeling, the more real and threatening it seems. Checking and reassurance seeking. You might frequently examine your throat, look in the mirror, or prod the area to check for changes. Many people also turn to Dr. Google or schedule multiple appointments with their doctor, hoping for reassurance. But if the doctor says something like, "It's probably nothing serious," you might fixate on the word probably and feel even more uncertain. Avoidance and safety behaviors. You may avoid anything that reminds you of illness. Medical TV shows, health-related articles, or even certain places out of fear you'll get sick. While these behaviors reduce anxiety in the short term, they reinforce the belief that you're in danger, making the anxiety stronger over time. The trap of temporary relief. All of these behaviors, focusing, checking, avoiding, might provide temporary relief, but it doesn't last. If your doctor tells you the soreness is just an inflamed lymph node, you might feel better for a moment. But soon after, doubts creep in. What if they're wrong? Or what do they mean by just... That relief fades, and the cycle begins again. Long-term consequences. Over time, these coping mechanisms actually worsen the problem. Hyperfocusing increases the intensity of physical sensations. Checking behaviors can cause more irritation or even create new symptoms. Seeking reassurance may lead to conflicting information or create new fears. Avoidance reinforces fear and prevents you from building tolerance to discomfort. The result is a vicious cycle where each attempt to reduce anxiety ends up reinforcing it. This is how health anxiety is maintained, and why understanding the model is the first step in breaking the cycle.